Today, we're looking at Robert Oster's Maroon 1789. Hi, I'm Adam, and I'm an ink guy. I get inks, test them, and share the results with you. Now, Robert Oster's Maroon 1789 is a maroon. It's a reddish-brown ink. To make sure I have a range of experience with this ink, I do the writing samples. I put the ink into a different pen for a day. I then put it into a Noodler's Ahab with a modified flex nib to take my notes for this video. Now, before we look at the writing samples, let's look at the sciencey bits. Up first is a chromatography, and I agree with Vita that I've learned a lot by doing multiple chromatographies. The one on the left is done the way it's supposed to be done. I put a line of ink down and immediately put it in the water for 10 to 15 seconds. And we see this pink across the bottom that's left behind as it's pushing up. We start to see that reddish color, and then a very, very dark line at the top that has hints when you get real close to it of some blues. The one on the right I let dry for 10 minutes before I dunk it into water. And it largely looks the same with the exception of the blues across the top are a slight bit more pronounced. Resistance tests are done to see how this ink can be expected to perform on the page, and more importantly, how hard it might be to clean from your pens. I let the smear dry for 3 days before testing it. Looking at the highlighter, it handles itself pretty well. It went from being an extra fine to about a medium nib, so spread some of your writing out and you'll have no problem in a note-taking situation. Water, with only 30 seconds on the page, almost completely annihilated this ink. Water is all you need to get this out of your pen. Pen Flush did everything water did, nothing really more. Again, only water. And bleach, that annihilated it. It's gone, without a doubt. For the inks I've tested, I have found an average viscosity of 2.5, with the realm of normal being from 2.1 to 2.9. Robert Oster's Maroon 1789 has a viscosity of 2.1, making it normal, right on the edge of normal. To find my average dry times, I use my writing samples with the extra fine and medium nib on Clairefontaine, Tumway River, and Rhodia paper. For the inks I have tested, I have found an average dry time of 17 seconds, with the realm of normal being from 13 to 21 seconds. Robert Oster's Maroon 1789 has an average dry time of 16 seconds, making it again normal. Now, let's look at the writing samples. I picked this ink up in sample form, and to keep my writing samples consistent, I use a Jinhao 159 with a Goulet 1.1 stub, a Jinhao X450 with a Goulet medium, and a Jinhao X750 with a Goulet extra fine. Let's take a look at Clairefontaine. The only bleed spot occurs in the scrubby where I'm putting it on stupid thick, and I don't really count that. Otherwise, there's no bleed, no ghosting. The 1.1 has no feather, spread, halo, sheen, or shade, but the color is gorgeous with this ink. I love this. I was a speed skater as a child, where we skated on quads at the time in Eatontown, New Jersey. And the Eatontown speed team wore maroon, and I grew up with maroon, and this is the maroon I grew up with. This is amazing as a color. The nostalgia itself makes me love it. And I don't know why he put 1798. I just can't figure out the whole 1798 for this Australian ink. Go ahead, tell me, why do you think he put 1798 in on a maroon ink as an Australian company? I don't know. Anyway, extra fine. Extra fine is no feather, spread, halo, sheen, no shade, 9 seconds to dry. Gorgeous color. Same exact color as the 1.1. Same exact color as the medium that we're about to do. The medium has no feather, spread, halo, sheen, or shade, and took 16 seconds to dry. And the color itself is worth every second. This ink could take 2 minutes for me. I like this color. I didn't know I liked maroon so much. I didn't remember that I liked maroon so much until I was using this ink. The scrubby for both show us no color variation. We didn't expect it. We didn't get it in the smear test. You might be able to, maybe, able to recover it if you smeared it. So, Tumway River. Now, it looks like it's got bleed spots. It doesn't. That's where the scrubby is, and I'm putting it on like an idiot, so it's coming through. But that's not normal. Otherwise, there's no bleeding. Yes, there's ghosting. It's Tumway River. The 1.1 has no feather, spread, halo, sheen, or shade. Just a magnificent color.
The extra fine has the exact same tone of that amazing, amazing color. I think I just peaked the audio. Sorry. This is great. Love it. Extra fine, no feather spread, halo sheen, no shade. It really doesn't have a lot to offer and all of that stuff, but I just can't help but love this ink. Kind of like it, if you can't tell. 15 seconds to dry. Medium, the exact same tone. The medium has no feather spread, halo sheen, or shade. 29 seconds to dry. The scrubby for the extra fine and the medium show no color variation. We got none. The smear test, I don't think you could recover it if you smeared it. Here's the neatest thing, and this is just, this is me being nostalgic for myself. Look at how the scrubbies kind of, if I can get it. Come on, camera. It's like dusty in the middle, and our maroon shirts, as you wear it all year long in races, and it washes, and you know how your clothing, it's got like that perfect clothing fade in the scrubby. Just, that's nice. If you were on the Eatontown Speed Team, let me know. I was back in the 80s when I was there. Rhodia offers no bleeding, no ghosting. The 1.1 has no feather spread, halo sheen, or shade. Doesn't need to when it looks this good. The the extra fine has no feather spread, halo sheen, or shade. It only took 8 seconds to dry. And it's nice. Really nice. The medium, no feather spread, halo sheen, or shade. 18 seconds to dry. Now, the scrubby for both showed us no color variation. We didn't expect it. We didn't get it in the smear test. You'd probably be able to recover this if you smeared while you were writing. So the TWSBI notebook. The TWSBI notebook has no bleeding. It does have some minor ghosting. It does not stop me from using the back of the page, because that's what I do my ink journaling in, to know what is in a pen. The 1.1 is no feather spread, halo sheen, or shade. It looks fantastic here. Same tone with the extra fine, no feather spread, halo sheen, or shade, 9 seconds to dry. Now this is a darker tone when we get into the medium. The medium has no feather spread, halo sheen, no shade, 17 seconds to dry. The scrubby for the extra fine and the medium show us no color variation. We didn't expect it, we didn't get it. The smear test, I don't think you could recover it if you did smear it. So what happens to moleskin? Bad things happen to moleskin. It bleeds entirely through on the medium. It does touch the page underneath. The extra fine has enough bleed through that it makes the back of the page unusable. The medium, when I write with it at the top, it doesn't just feather. It velociraptor feathers. It's horrible. Oh my goodness, it's gross. I feel like I'm going to get a community guideline strike because it's so gross. It doesn't spread. It feathers like nobody's business. It doesn't have any halo sheen or shade. It's disgusting. Okay, that's better. So the extra fine, it doesn't have any spread. It does have feathering all over it, just like the medium. Just a little smaller. But it's all over and it's disgusting in every possible way. No halo sheen or shade, 3 seconds to dry. The scrubby for the extra fine shows no color variation. We got none. The smear test, you'd probably be able to recover this disgusting, humiliating mess if you smeared it while you were writing. Please don't put this fantastic ink on that horribly disgusting paper. That is all that I have for the writing sample.
Instead of finding inks that look like Robert Oster's Maroon 1789, I would prefer to find an ink that complements its color on the page. I've chosen another Robert Oster, his Blue Lagoon, because why not put in an ink that reminds you of two kids stranded on a beach that later commit incest? Before I give my opinion on this ink, I would ask, if you've enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. And if it's your first time here, I would invite you to subscribe. So what do I think of Robert Oster's Maroon 1789? The color is perfect for me because when I was growing up, I was on a skating team back when speed skating was done on quads, and we had maroon uniforms, and this is a perfect match for that uniform. This is a great maroon to me because it's not red. It's maroon that I grew up with, which makes me love it and say, I don't need anything else in this spectrum. Personally, I really like the color of this ink. Thanks for watching.